This video is sponsored by It's Lit Pinball. Links will be in the video description, and be sure to use the promo code to save some money. I'm sure plenty of you out there have a method for drink holders. There are a few to choose from, but I have these on all of my games. But if you want something with character, you may want to check these out. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install them and what all they can do. That's right, guys, we are just jumping right into this install. When ordering your cup holder, you will choose which side you want it to be mounted, left or right. I prefer mine to be on the left. Remove the corresponding leg. Then apply the metal bracket on top of the leg and then bolt the leg back in. Then you can slide the cup holder on. Now, there are a couple of ways to go about powering this device. I'll show you the easy way and then I'll show you my preferred way. Attach the provided cable to the quick disconnect. Then you could just easily run that cable to the closest outlet and plug it in. And there you go. You would essentially be done. But there are a couple of downsides to this method though. If you use an outlet or even the service outlet inside of your game and there's always power to that outlet, then technically your cup holder is always going to have power and it will always be on. Now, if you want your cup holder to always be on even if your game is turned off, then that's up to you. If that's what you want, then go right ahead. Me, on the other hand, if I turn off my machine, I don't want my cup holders to still be on. Now, technically, I could take the remote that's provided with it and just turn it off, or I could do it another way, and that's what we're going to go over now. Now, the instructions on this device, they only specify to connect it to a 5-volt DC source. So on your Spike 2 systems with Stern, your general illumination runs on 5 volts. So technically I could run this up through my speaker panel like you see me doing now, up to a bulb on the playfield, but the downside to that is that my cup holder would interact with my general illumination. So if the lights turn off or on in the playfield, so would my cup holder. So with that being said, I'm going to be wiring this up to my coin door. And I'm going to use one of the bulbs that lights up the coin slots for that 5 volt. Now, installing this is going to require no permanent damage or anything like that to your cabinet. I merely can push up behind the screen on the speaker panel and just run the cable through. And then you're going to see me doing what I'm doing now by using the provided alligator clips, connecting them to the bulb. Now, the bulb is not going to be polarity based, but the cup holder is. So you're going to see me turn this bulb on. Okay, the bulb works, but the cup holder doesn't light up. So I had to switch the connectors around to make sure that the polarity was correct where both were going to be working. Okay, and now that I see that both are going to be working with this particular bulb, I'm going to disconnect these connectors now, but I'm going to have to clamp them down to get them to have a better grip on that bulb. Otherwise, they would be too loose and they would more than likely fall off with the shaker motor or nudging and stuff like that. So you're going to see me use my pliers right here to kind of crimp down these connectors a bit to where I know I'm going to get a nice, solid, good grip on the contact for this bulb. Going to put on the alligator clips first. And then I'm going to, once again, verify polarity to make sure that the cup holder works as well as the bulb. First attempt is unsuccessful, so I will be swapping these two connectors around and then sliding them on there. And since I use my pliers to crimp down those particular connections, they are a nice and tight grip. Now all I'm doing is showing you how I've done the cable management on this. Just a couple of zip ties up from underneath the cabinet to run underneath the speaker panel into the cabinet and just loomed it through across where all the other wires are at onto this bulb to power the cup holder. And there you go. You are done. It's that easy. Now, this device is capable of so much more than I'm going to be able to show you in such a small video, but I know that one of the questions that's probably on your mind is, What about moisture? What happens if the droplets from my beverage are going down into the cup holder? Is that going to, like, fry something, mess something up? Well, let's find out, shall we? Well, I guess that answers that question. And if you need to clean or empty it out, you have the quick disconnect nearby, and then you can easily remove the cup holder for cleaning. Like I stated, there's too much that this device can do on a visual level that I'm not going to be able to show you for this entire video because the video would be ultra long. Because you have the remote with the device, and it gives you the ability to just kind of go through and find out what color you want, what you want it to do, whether you want it to be spiraling effects, complete rainbow, whatever. I was going through just wondering when I was going to come to the end on the options that you have for this thing. But I think I found a particular option that I prefer with my Foo Fighters. Now, this green one on my Foo Fighters also glows in the dark. But if you don't want that glow in the dark and that visual standout, then there are other options on the website. Here is what my Deadpool looks like with the regular black edition. The exterior is solid black, but all the color options and how to install it are exactly the same. Now, over time, you're going to see my collection start having more and more of these particular cup holders because I kind of like them. They do stand out. And it's always nice to have something kind of nifty behind me, something prettier to look at than this mug. You can't really see the Deadpool one behind me, but you can see my Foo Fighters back there. And that's pretty cool looking, don't you think? I think so. Guys, if you would like to get one of these or more for your collection, I will put links in the video description down below. Be sure to use Hardy as your promo code to save 15% off. A special thank you to my LE patron, as well as the sponsor for this video, It's Lit Pinball. Thank you for sending me these products so that way I can show everyone out there how to install them and what they can do.